This is Ina Garten's famous recipe, and I've added a tiny twist. Oh my gosh, take a look at this gorgeous, moist, lemony cake. Yum. All right, so how do you feel about lemon cake? Do you see that one over my shoulder? I think lemon cake is really great, and this one is just delicious. It's the Barefoot Contessa's recipe, and it's so delicious. I just love it, and I think you will too. I made a couple of little modifications because I've made this cake several times, and I think it's made it even better. Can you believe it? So take a look at this easy recipe. You don't even need a mix master. You can just use a whisk and a couple of bowls and stuff. So anyway, it's all right in the description below. In the description below, just down below here, just just take a look and see, and you'll find out where the actual recipe is, how easy it is, how fun it is, and how delicious it is. I hope you love it. Happy day. Here's the gorgeous cake. Oh my gosh, isn't it yummy? These are all the ingredients. Don't worry, they're all listed below. There's some basic stuff in here. I will tell you them all as we go. And then here's me getting the pan ready. I'm just spraying the pan with some cooking spray, and then I put some parchment paper and spray that, and then I want to get it all floured up. So the trick is to kind of really get the flour on top, but it doesn't matter. The flour can also go below the paper. It's just going to help the cake not stick to the pan. So I'm putting the flour in here. I'm shaking it all around. It's a little bit tedious, but worth it. And like I said, don't worry if the flour goes underneath the paper. We just want it in there on that grease so that the cake comes out easily. Yep, there it is. And then once we have this pan ready, we'll just set it aside while we make the cake. Here we go. Let's go. These are the, this is the dry ingredients, a little bit of flour, and I just take a sifter over a bowl, and then I add the, this is, I think is the baking powder. It'll all be listed below, don't worry. And so you're going to put that on there, and you're going to add some, you're going to just add it to the top of the flour, and you're going to add in the salt, and you're just going to shake it around, and this allows you to have a finer, nice, even mix, and you have no lumps in your cake, which is really great. So you just shake. You know, you can use a regular sifter, but I just like this kind of kitchen sifter. I think this works great. Yeah, this is, you know, it's not too messy. Okay, there you go. All right, now, because you didn't put the ingredients together, you know, the dry ingredients, we're going to go ahead and whisk them for just a second to make sure that the powder, baking powder and salt mix with the flour. Yay. Set that aside, get a new bowl, add the yogurt. The yogurt is whole milk. It's plain, not Greek. Okay, and then this is 1 cup of sugar. You're going to use another third of a cup, as mentioned in the ingredients, in the syrup later. Add the eggs, extra large eggs, 3 of them. Lemon zest. Yeah, I zested it, and it smells so good already. And that's from 2 lemons. And then you're going to add the a little bit of vanilla, and that's just a tiny bit of vanilla. So that's kind of neat. Okay, there you go. And then you just use a whisk. I told you, no mix master. You're just going to put that all together. It's going to make a nice, great, gorgeous, you know, kind of a thick batter. It takes quite a bit of, you know, arm work here, so now, and more so because now you're supposed to add the flour. She says I add it in gradually, but the bowl is heavy, so I just dump it in, and it works fine. And then I just stir it and stir it until I get it all incorporated. It does take a little bit of time, but be patient. It's worth it. You'll get it all in there. It's a little bit messy, but that's okay. You know, you're going to clean the whole counter off in a minute. So it's great. You're going to get all this whisked in. It's a lot easier than having to deal with the mix master and all that stuff, I think. So it's great. Yeah, it's getting in there. It's actually thicker. It's thicker than any pancake batter. It's definitely a thick cake batter because you've got all that yogurt and the eggs and stuff, but that's why it's so nice and moist. You get moisture from the eggs, you get it from the yogurt, you get it from the lemon syrup. You know, it's just a great moist, delicious cake. Okay, that should about do it. And the next thing you're going to be adding is oil. And so I use some vegetable oil, and you just, you're supposed to incorporate it. So I pour it on top, and then I use this. This is a little tricky. You're supposed to fold in the oil. So folding means you go around the edges, and you kind of fold it over rather than just stirring it. And that helps it to incorporate better. So you just keep going until it's totally incorporated. See, you're just getting it in there. It's doing fine. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, perfect. Okay, it's almost ready to go. And then you're going to pour it into the pan. Yeah, and so it's just about in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's just about clean and looking great. And then now you're going to go ahead and pour that into the pretty pan that you made a little while ago. And you're going to pop it in the oven at 350. That's, of course, been preheating. Sorry, I didn't mention that earlier. So there we go. All right, let's go. I'm going to pour it in the right into here, and this is it. It's again heavy, so I just dump it in, and then there we go. Yeah, there we go. Okay, yeah, just get all that in there as much as you can, and then I just kind of, I just shake it once on the counter, and then pop it in the oven. Yeah, there we go. It's just about in there. Yep. Okay, and that goes in for 350. Now, the recipe calls for 50 minutes, but I start checking it at 45, and this cake actually took the full thing 60 or 62 minutes. So you just keep checking it at 45 minutes, 50 minutes, whatever, and I'll show you how to check it in a minute. But while you're baking the cake, you're going to make this simple syrup with lemon juice and sugar. And you just going to cook it on the stove for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes or so, low heat, just so that you can get that lemon juice to totally dissolve that sugar and make it clear. And then once you do that, you set it aside for a little later step in the cake. So that's what's happening right here. I just want to jump ahead and tell you that when the cake comes out of the oven, it's really important. I start at 45 minutes checking the cake with, I use a little, any kind of a, like you use a skewer, or you could use I use the tip of my thermometer, the actual probe from my baking, instant read thermometer. So you'll see that in a few minutes. Okay, this is the cake. This is actually after it's been checked a couple times, but I wanted to show you. So it's pretty, it's sitting on top of a rack and a tray, and it's in the pan, and this is when it's already successfully dry. But this is about 60 or 62 minutes. So now I pull that out, and it's totally clean. That probe is totally clean. And that's what you want to see. Thumbs up. Sorry, I couldn't get a great angle, but it's hard to. Okay, so that's what you want. So just don't let that center be soggy. Now wait 10 minutes. It's cooled on the rack for 10 minutes now, and then you pull off that parchment paper. Again, sorry I didn't quite get the angle right there to get up, but you're just getting it off, and then you're just going to let it sit on the rack, and when it's still warm, it's about 10 minutes, into the out of the oven process, and you're going to grab the syrup. And the syrup that you just made a little while ago, you're going to pour that over the cake. But here's my cool trick. One of the cool tricks, I take this my probe that I had used to put on to check the center of the cake, and I just make a bunch of holes, maybe 20 holes over the whole cake. I go all the way down. And this is such a great trick, because then when you pour the lemon syrup over the cake, which I used to just pour down this, over the cake, and most of it would just go down the center and be gooey. This way, the syrup goes over the entire cake. Much more of the syrup is incorporated into the whole cake, and it makes it much more moist. This is a great trick. I love it. I just can't believe how great it makes the cake uniformly moist and uniformly more lemony. So great trick. Yay, me. Okay, so that's good there. And then now what you're going to see me do is make a really quick glaze. Once the cake is totally cool, about an hour, you mix together some powdered sugar and lemon juice. That's a really thick icing. And then I didn't show you how I ice it, but you just basically just drizzle it over the cake. And then you can see this gorgeous cake in a second, but it is so good. This lemony flavors are just delicious with the zest and the icing and the syrup. You will not believe how good this is. And there's the cake. Yay! It's so pretty. I love it. And I'm cutting the centerpiece because that's my favorite, and nobody else is home. And so I'm going to take that little centerpiece, and then you could even, it takes a couple times to get the first piece cut because it gets a little stuck from the icing and all. So it takes a couple cuts, and I get it out, and then you're going to see it on a plate. It is such a delicious cake. If you like this kind of recipes, please let me know and follow me and subscribe. I love to do recipes that are fun and delicious and easy. So happy spring, happy day, and make this cake. Let me know if you love it. I do too.